People, big up, Wagwan, Y where you deal with, where Depan, up top, blessings, there, back again. It's been a while. It's honestly been a while. I think the last stream I did was before the Fulham game, because I don't think I did a preview for the Fulham game. So, before, I think Sheffield. I'm not sure if me did do a review upon the Sheffield match either. So it might have been the preview for the Sheffield match. So yeah, it's been a while. Been resting. Um, getting my head slightly off football for a bit, watching international games, but we'll get into that later. Just touch on that briefly. There's a lot of games I haven't seen, but I did watch a Jamaica game, Jamaica versus Honduras. But like I said, we will get into that. The first thing I would want to look at is the Premier League table. So let me try to get that up. I know it's only 4 games in, but just to get a look at how well some of the teams have started, and football is just about to resume. This weekend we have West Ham. I'm sure the table will make some changes again after that particular game week. But yeah, just to get a early look at what a couple of teams have started off with already. Big up to my brother Donahue Simpson in the chat. Up, respect my brother, pass through, and MCFR TV as well. Big up to you. Yes, yes. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel as yet, definitely show him some love. Just past 1K as well, and the only way is up. Only way is up. Trust me. But yeah, let me get this table up for you guys. All right. So let me see if I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it. Let me know if you see the table, guys. Let me know in the chat if you're seeing the table. I'll try also check. Says it's sharing. Yep, no problem, MCFR, no problem. I don't think the table is coming up. Let me try sharing that again. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why, but it seems I cannot get the table up. But that's fine, no problem, no problem. If you can look at the table, currently Manchester City sit at top after 4 games. We've scored 11 goals so far, but still we have been outscored, which is surprising. I remember I was scoring a lot of goals. So Brighton right now, very impressive start for them. They've scored 1 goal more than us. We're the only team right now still unbeaten. Not just unbeaten, but we are the only team on a 4-game win streak. Spurs started with a draw, got 3 wins since then. Okay. So Spurs sit second with 10 points ahead of Liverpool, West Ham, and Arsenal, who all have 10 points. Spurs have 2 goals more than Liverpool, sitting in second. Interesting. I like when we get our goal difference up like this early, because we all know goal difference is very important in the title race. We know, but yeah, I'm always keeping an eye on that. I know it's way too early to start thinking about goal difference, but you know what? If we can't score a lot of goals in these games while we're winning, I'm always for getting in those extra goals. It'll come a long way. Arsenal currently in fifth, ahead of Brighton. Brighton have also won 3, but they lost against West Ham, I believe. Massive result for West Ham. West Ham are flying right now. I really wonder where they'll end up at the end of the season. I think they can definitely get top 10 again. They did get top 10 a couple seasons ago. I'm sure they can hit that again. They're also in the Europa League, so definitely trying to keep an eye on a lot of their Europa League games as well. I want to see how they do in that competition. Brighton as well in the Europa League. Can't wait to see those teams, man. Can't see how far they get. I hope one of them win it. I really do hope one of them win it. But yeah, further down the table we have Crystal Palace seventh, 7 points, 5 goals scored, 4 conceded. Not bad. 2 wins, not bad. Not a bad start for them. Brentford has 1 win and 3 draws in eighth place. Nottingham Forest in ninth place, 2 wins, 2 losses. Massive result over Chelsea. Banter Club. And Aston Villa in 10th place, 6 points, as well as Man United and Forest. But Aston Villa sit ahead of Manchester United. 2 wins and 2 losses for both teams, but they have been outscored by Aston Villa. So the goal difference is in Aston Villa's favor. Manchester United. How I love to see the downfall of this club. I hope they stay right there for the majority of the season. 11th place. Ahead of Chelsea, another club who I would not mind to see in and amongst these areas come to the end of the season. Further after them, we have Fulham and Newcastle. Newcastle surprisingly bad start. 1 win, 3 losses. Terrible start to the season. Right now, Eddie Howe is on fraud watch. So I'm watching, I'm keeping a good eye on Eddie Howe this season. I really want to see how he handles big games because so far I am not impressed. It is the start of the season though. So I don't want to be too reactionary. He does have time to fix it, but this is very sus. This is a very suspicious start. Wolves, 15th place. Just lost Matheus Nunes. Not sure who else they brought in this window, but 1 win and 3 losses. It's not looking good. People tip them for relegation. They have been playing better than I think most people have expected so far, though. But again, another team to keep an eye on. Bournemouth, no wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. I think they might have had a bit of a difficult start to the season, so it might be a bit too early to say if they're safe or not. Sheffield, 1 draw, 3 losses. Everton, the same. Poor records, poor starts. Luton Town, 3 losses of 3 games played. Same with Burnley. Luton Town, they'll kick into gear eventually, and I think they'll definitely win some games along the way. I want to see them get a big win. I want to see them get a couple big wins this season. So I also want to watch a couple of their games. Unfortunately, along with everybody else, I personally do think they'll get relegated again this season. But I want to enjoy some good games from them. I want them beat some teams, and we can actually um see some sincere celebrations done at Kenilworth Road. So let's see what Luton Town does in this league season. And Burnley Company, I definitely spoke you up a lot before the season has started, and I do still think that you'll fix things at Burnley. I'm seeing bits and pieces of what you're trying to do, but what I would say is you need to have a backup plan. Like, yeah, you can try play football and take it to the teams you're up against, but at the same time, know your personnel, know like the caliber of teams we are come up against. Majority of the teams Burnley are playing now are teams that have been doing well in the Premier League or have maintained Premier League status for quite a while. Fulham, who has just come up recently, they've been doing fairly well from what people expected of them. Even like games like Nottingham Forest, I think Burnley can really take it to teams like those and probably beat them, get points off of them, which they should. But against the bigger teams like Burnley versus Brighton, Company, if you try play football against Brighton, trust me, it can really get ugly, man. It can really get bad. But I think Vincent Company can make them stay up eventually, but he has to change something. Something definitely has to change. MCFR says he's watching England versus Scotland. England so boring as always. I was planning to watch that game as well, just to keep an eye on it. I saw Foden starting. I wanted to see how he's coming along because Southgate apparently had a lot to say about Phil Foden's position in his last press conference. So yeah, maybe I'm not really missing anything since it's so boring though. Southgate and his dead tactics. Foden goal, all right. Hey, speak of him and trust me, that magician is going to work. He's going to cook. Big up Phil Foden, man. Big up Phil Foden. Yeah, big season. Still a very big season coming up for him. Been saying it throughout preseason, and I do think it's going to happen, man. Big season for Phil Foden. Keep forgetting to do this, so let me get this on. All right, there we go. All right, and the last thing I would want to look at is Premier League fixtures coming up for next week. We're playing West Ham. We're going away to West Ham, as a matter of fact, and that will be a difficult game. I'm not going to give anything away in terms of the predictions or anything, but we have our West Ham preview coming up this week. Don't worry, stay tuned for that. Um, to start off the weekend, Liverpool is going away to Wolves. I think that might be a interesting match. However, I'm not waking up at 7:30 a.m. my time for watch Liverpool Wolves. I'm so sorry. 10 a.m. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Luton, Man United, Brighton, Spurs, Sheffield, and West Ham, Manchester City. These are 10 a.m. my time. Obviously, I'll be watching West Ham versus Manchester City, but I think I'll also keep an eye on that Manchester United and Brighton game because I want to see that Evan Ferguson also scored a hat trick in his last game. So, he's coming off a bit of form up against a very poor Manchester United team so far. So, and that's at OT. I want to see how that game is going down. And to round off the day, 12:30 my time, Newcastle versus Brentford. Again, I already mentioned Newcastle's form has been poor so far, but they're at St. James's Park. Brentford are coming to them having. Has Brentford won a game? Brentford has won a game. One win and three draws. So, yeah. I think that I'm not sure how interesting this game might be, but I think I'll definitely watch it because I have to see some form of improvement from Newcastle. Like I said, Eddie Howe's on fraud watch. He need to prove something. Bournemouth and Chelsea on Sunday, as well as Everton and Arsenal later in the day. Chelsea going away to Bournemouth. Isn't Bournemouth a bogey team for them? I'm not entirely sure, but I could have sworn Bournemouth was a bogey team for Chelsea. Nevertheless, I want to see Cole Palmer. I'm sure opportunities are there on that pitch because this Chelsea team is a shambles right now. So if he really left for game time, there will be opportunities for game time in this current Chelsea team if you're good enough. So I want to see if Cole Palmer can actually go there, prove his doubters wrong, and be the difference. Because the whole point of him going to Chelsea tells me Cole Palmer is backing his ability, and I can't hate that. So if you think instead of slowly taking your time through City, kind of like Sancho, if you think that's not the route you want to take and you want to go to another team and go start, Pep already said it before. Careers are short. Do what you think is best for your career. He said that when Ferran Torres left and went to Barca. If you think that's the move for you, go ahead. Be happy. If you're not happy here, no problem. So, big up to Cole Palmer, man. And I'm actually still rooting for him. I'm not rooting for Chelsea, but I'm rooting for him. So, let's see what he can show me over there. Arsenal going away to Everton. We know what happened in this fixture last season. That famous 1-0. I think it was Onana who scored. And that was a big turn in the title race last season. So, Sean Dyche up against Arteta again. I want to see what is coming down in that match. And to round off the weekend, the same fixture that I just spoke of earlier, actually. Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. Nottingham Forest are at home. Burnley, poor run of form so far. Nottingham Forest coming off a big result. I think that was their last match. I think that Chelsea game was their last match. But yeah, Burnley need some points out of that game. 100%. Burnley definitely needs those points more than them. But yeah, that's enough for the Premier League fixtures. Next thing I want to look at is that Jamaica versus Honduras game. So Jamaica played Honduras. When was that? On Friday. Poor game, but this coach has been improving the team in general. I'm not going to say like he's not doing a good job. I think that would be unfair of me to say. But that last game was not a good performance from the team in general. We did win 1-0 through courtesy of a Demarai Gray goal, assisted by Bobby Reed, Bobby the Cardova Reed, that is. Demarai Gray got the ball off that left hand side. I think he had two defenders on him, and he got around them, put the ball into the far corner, beat the keeper. Good. So I wouldn't even call it a solo goal because that pass from Bobby Reed was very crucial to the play, but it was a very good goal. I would call it a moment of brilliance from Demarai Gray, and we got the result. So there's not really much complaining I can do, but if you look at the stats, man, like we had 55% possession, 45% to them. But every time we got the ball, it's like we couldn't create anything. So all our plays are just breaking down, and it's like we were just giving the ball back to them. Then they get the ball and actually get at least a shot off. Quality shot maybe, but we got 6 shots in the game, they got 11. And we had majority of the possession. And the only reason why the possession stats are that close is because we kept giving them the ball. So yeah. I hope to see an improved performance in the next game. I think that's later today against Haiti. So CONCACAF Nation League continues. And I will definitely be keeping an eye on that. Hope Jamaica can come out of this with some silverware. But let's see what is next on the agenda. This might be a bit of an issue because I was trying to actually show the screen on this one. But I do want to show you guys my FPL. Again, I'm not sure if it's actually getting shown on screen. So let's see. Okay, so it's not coming up still. No idea what's going on. Just bear with me for a second. Let me try to share screen a different way. Let's try this. Let me see. I don't think that's working either. This is very weird. Let me try. How do I swap? There we go. There we go. And then that should work like that. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So we fix things. All right. This is my FPL right now. Before any alarming discoveries, let me just say first and foremost, I expected Chelsea to start much better than they did, right? Currently, I am third in my personal league, which is this Kings League. If you guys want the code to my FPL, I can also give you guys down in the chat. You'll get added in on the next update. Not right away, but that's perfectly fine. If you guys want to compete as well, just for bands, I can also give you guys a link. But I'm currently third. It's close, obviously, because it's early season, so I can fix it. But I expected Caicedo to do much, much better than he did. He was kind of just like a placeholder because he was very cheap. But I expected him to at least do something, not just give away a penalty and have like 3 bad games in between your Chelsea career so far. Enzo Fernandez is another underwhelming feature here, but he's playing a bit decent in a bad Chelsea squad. So for me right now, the next move is to take both of them out, but I already used my last free transfer to take out Salah and put Madison. Not because Salah is bad, but he costs so much money, I can't move Enzo and Caicedo. That's the issue. So taking out Salah, putting Madison, I won't lose a lot of points because Madison's also banging performances and results and getting a lot of points. So the money I'll save on that ships out Enzo and Caicedo. So next week, Enzo starts, Caicedo's on the bench. Obviously, Ferguson's coming back because I left him out and he dropped a hat trick. So I mean, I guess he's telling me off. But fair enough, fair enough. Hopefully, he do that again against Manchester United. And yeah, Enzo will have to start and Caicedo will have to be on the bench. Then the next week, Enzo will be on the bench for whoever comes in for Caicedo. And then next week, Enzo is gone unless he's actually providing me some quality points. Ederson has been good so far. I think I'll put Leno in for next week though because they're playing Luton Town. So Fulham has also been also started fairly well. So he might actually have a good game. And we're playing West Ham away. They're on good form as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't keep a clean sheet. But Pedro Porro, Udogi, both of them fullbacks at Spurs, they've been doing really good. Personally, I like to always work with fullbacks because you get more points for goals and assists. Instead of getting a centre back who's probably not less likely to score assists than these guys, I like using the wing backs. And then they also get clean sheet rewards just like centre backs do if their team keeps a clean sheet. So it's kind of like a win-win. So that's what I do. And I always work with a back three because there's potential for points further up the pitch like that. Then Foden's been good. Salah's been good. Saka has been poor, but he's getting goals and assists still. So he's giving me points. Enzo and Caicedo, less said about them, the better. Obviously, I captain Haaland every single week. And Alexander Isak, it's been poor, man. It's not been a good season so far. After that first game, it's like you run into a bad patch. Amari Bell, he's playing more like a centre back than a wing back. I expected him more to be like a wing back, which is why I put him there. But yeah, he's not really serving a purpose right now. So I'll have to ship him out eventually. And Anderson is here because Crystal Palace's defense is fairly good and I needed a lower price defender. So I thought he was a good pick and he'll probably get substitute appearances here and there. Probably more than likely play a bench role though. But that's pretty much my FPL. Yeah. I'm not sure who I want to bring in for Caicedo next week as yet, but I don't have. Oops, my bad. But I do not have a free transfer to use anyways, so I'll just use this week to see that next player who is going to go into my FPL for Caicedo. I already have the money to replace him, and I'm not willing to take the points hit, especially since it's so early. So, yeah, next week I'll definitely make some changes to that. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is my FPL. Hold on, here we go. That's my FPL. Let's see what's next on the agenda. yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had planned. Except I do have to inform you guys of the next show that I have coming up. I do plan to do three videos this week ahead of our West Ham game. Obviously, today it's pretty much. Hold on. Obviously, today it's pretty much just welcome back, speaking with you guys, mainly MCFR TV. Big up yourself again. Thanks for still being here. Actually need to check the score that England. Who was England playing again? England Scotland. We check score that England Scotland game, and it seems like France also scored on Germany. Nope, Germany to the lead against France, and England Scotland is now 2-0. So wow, yeah, I might have to switch on one of those games or try to go with the football before that Jamaica game comes on later. But yeah, today this was pretty much it. Tomorrow I do have a very big event, tenant event on the stream tomorrow. Um, I have a very special guest coming through, and it is another Where Did It Start video. Obviously, we had MCFC Daps on the video before, and we got his story of how he became a Manchester City fan, what the journey from where it started for him up to us winning a treble was. Obviously, everybody's journey started at a different spot, and he gave us an exclusive on where his unique journey began. Following that, I obviously did my video speaking of how I became a Manchester City fan, which was my addition to that series, my personal story. Always mean a lot to me, so I'll probably be rewatching that video fairly often. Yeah, I do like hearing that story. My kids, they'll hear it very, very often as well. Don't worry. Um, but the next step is now part three of the series, and I should have. Hold on, before I reveal the name, we get a drum roll. Let's get a drum roll. Big Steve MCFC. Should have him tomorrow at 6 p.m. UK time, and he'll give us the exclusive of his Manchester City journey, where it started for him. I do have a bunch of other questions planned, but we'll keep them for tomorrow when the big man has arrived. And I'm very excited to hear his story of how he got involved with the club, where did it initially start for him, and some stories are along the way up until the treble. If you know Big Steve and you've seen his YouTube channel, if you haven't, type in Big Steve MCFC right now. Game changer, legend of the club. If you ever seen him tell a story before, man, goosebumps. I remember him speaking the story of the 93-20. I have to ask him about that tomorrow as well. But yeah, Big Steve MCFC should be the guest on the next episode. Let's give him a warm welcome tomorrow. Hopefully, I see a lot of you guys here showing some support. And yeah, we'll definitely get into more of that tomorrow. 6 p.m. UK time, Big Steve MCFC on Clinical Jamaican Citizens channel. Don't miss it. Um, After that, on Thursday, we'll do the preview for the West Ham game. So definitely tune in for that as well. I have a lot to speak about. Hopefully, some of our players are back from injury as well. Pep will definitely be back. I think Pep is returning tomorrow, I heard. So he'll be back for West Ham, leading the team in person again. It's been a good one. It's been a good rest and recovery. Can't wait to be back again tomorrow and have that legendary conversation. It will be one for the history books. And following up that, on a hat trick, third day in a row, we'll give you guys the West Ham preview. West Ham review will be tied into the preview for the Red Star Belgrade game. So both of those are happening on Sunday. Obviously, we play Red Star Belgrade next Tuesday, our first Champions League game. But For this weekend, that's what I have planned. And I also might be making an appearance over on Veta Games TV for a CIA weekly show on Sundays. I think the time is usually 9 p.m. UK time. If you haven't subscribed to Veta Games channel as yet, subscribe. Quality content. You get a genuine pack of Manchester City supporters, varying opinions, and the football chat is absolutely amazing every single week. We do a full review of all our rivals in the Premier League and extensive chat on Manchester City as well. There's a lot of intellect going around CIA. You don't know. It's there. But yeah, definitely subscribe to their channel as well. And more than likely I will be there on Sunday if CIA is to be going through. So it's going to be a very busy week. The season is starting again. I am very excited and I'm still enjoying the international break. So, guys, oh, and one more thing before I forget, 84 subscribers. Can't believe it. Love that. Absolutely love that. I remember when this channel was at like 30 something subscribers, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to give this a genuine run. 84 subscribers, it really does mean a lot. This month, I wanted to hit 90, and it seems like we're still on good pace for that. So, massive respect to everyone who's still supporting the channel. Obviously, MCFR TV was here earlier. He's shown a lot of support as well, especially even on today's chat. Left a lot of messages, and also Donahue Simpson, Bridging. Big up both of you. Guys, leave me a thought in the comment section as well. Let me know what you thought of my FPL. Let me know what you think of the team so far, how they've started in the Premier League season. Let me know what you guys think about the Jamaica game, if you guys saw it, or any other international game you won this season. Let's extend the conversation into the comment section. Please continue to subscribe to the channel and like the videos as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Goal is 100 subscribers by the end of the year. Very, very possible. And we are going to do it as a matter of fact. So, big up to everybody again who tuned in. Until next time, my side. Peace.